助けてほしいかナナに。心を燃やせ。限界を超えろ。
Hello and welcome to More Than Headlines, your weekly anime news podcast powered by Audio Technica, made by Australians for global citizens. I'm your extremely humble host, Brenda White, aka the Salt and Pepper Senpai, and joining me in the studio, my trusted co-host and rival, the Ken to my Seiko, Courtney Smith. How the bloody hell are ya?
I am good. I'm recovering from a very big past few weeks. We went to PAX. South by Southwest was on, so much has happened. But how are you?
I'm doing pretty good as well. Yeah, it's been a very turbulent and tumultuous couple of weeks. Yeah, we've a couple of big sort of industry or industry adjacent based events going on. I was up in Queensland this past week for work. I don't know what time zone my body is in at the moment due to some states deciding to not recognize and acknowledge daylight savings. So yeah, my body's screaming a little bit, but I'm excited because the fall anime season is upon us, and as is tradition, it feels like this year, we are eating well.
Truly, I think there's so much anime coming out now every season. I know it's obviously a problem in the industry, but there's so much coming out that I feel like we do get very lucky because in, whatever, like 30 shows come out, like most of them are, worth watching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like for those that didn't check out our previous episode where we recapped the entire, well, not the entire, but our respective summer seasons, we talked through 28 different shows. Some maybe might have been a little more or less worth watching than others. But yeah, if you want some honest, unbiased, and unfiltered opinions, go check out episode 19 once you're done checking this fantastic little ditty out, because yeah, we've got a couple of news headlines to talk about. We'll give our initial impressions on a handful of their fall debuts. And yeah, hopefully have a good time for everybody involved. What do you reckon? Shall we jump into some news?
Let's read the news.
Ooh, yeah.
You like the news?
And the first headline: during an industry panel in Colombia, of all places, Crunchyroll confirmed a number of anime that will be available for streaming on the service in January of 2025.
So this is really exciting because we're only just getting into New York Comic Con and things like that now. So we aren't really expecting a lot of these big kind of anime announcements until later in the year. But so far, they've confirmed Headhunted to Another World, From Salaryman to Big Four. Ooh.
Just rolls off the tongue, that one.
Medaka Kuroiwa is impervious to my charms. And The 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You Season 2, and Toilet Bound Hanako-kun Season 2.
A great smattering of announcements there. I wanted to highlight 100 Girlfriends because I found the first season, it was an easy, and yeah, it was a silly watch, but I enjoyed my time with it. It did surprisingly have a lot of heart on display because it did deal with a lot of human-based issues regarding self-confidence and shyness and public speaking and insecurities and anxieties and stuff. So even though the title that you just mentioned with all those reallys attached to it, it does sound silly and a little bit dumb, it does have a lot of heart on its sleeve that it's wearing there. So yeah, I'm keen for that. I'm not sure if I should feel jealous or terrified of what Rentaro, who's the lead MC of this show, has to deal with. Like 100 Girlfriends certainly is something. Like, power to the people out there that want to live that life, but also want to shout out that Nano and Hakari are the best girls from this show so far. But we've got another 95 to work through, so who knows if they'll be trounced in the end.
It's gonna go longer than One Piece if he's got 100.
It's a monster. Like the manga itself was up over 200 chapters, so yeah, there could be potentially many seasons. Like season 1, I think he ended up with 5 girlfriends in season 1. So if we're tying like that pacing, it could go for 20 seasons based off my quick math there. Like, so who knows? A lot of girlfriends.
Wait, so he actually is like picking up all, like he's very polyamorous, obviously.
Pretty much. So this boy, like, he's never had a girlfriend at all, and he just wished for love, and then the magic of the world just makes all these girls start to fall in love and fawn over him. So he then just picks them up into his little gaggle of girlfriend-like geese, and away they go.
I'm also not sure if I'm jealous or terrified of the MC. But for me, the thing I'm most excited for with this announcement is that they confirmed Toilet Bound Hanako-kun season 2, because I know a lot of fans, and not me because I'm a good fan, were really disappointed with the spin-off series, which currently has its part 2 airing right now. So that is After School Hanako-kun, which is like 4 kind of shorter episodes of, I guess, like Hanako-kun and the other characters in the world, like just at school. Kind of like just a little spin-off comedy series. But I'm very, very glad we're getting a season 2 of the main series.
Me too. I can't wait for more of this. And even like the silly isekai that they mentioned, like I'll check that out. Like it's got a dumb title, Headhunted to Another World from Salaryman to Big Four. I'm like, okay, I'll check this out. I won't say I'll hate watch it, but like I'll watch it through and it'll end up being probably mid on the metric system there that sort of I'm starting to utilize now. But January is going to be a good time.
Yes, I'm very, very excited. But the other announcement that we have is a One Piece announcement, and it's big. So on October 13, there was a live stream news special for One Piece that announced some changes coming to the anime and a new way to read the manga, which includes a brand new One Piece smartphone app, which launches in Japan today and globally in 2025. And that app, essentially, you can read the manga on it, but you can also kind of look at merch and record what you've been buying. There's art, there's all sorts on this just One Piece app. But the biggest announcement, I think, from the live stream is that the One Piece anime Egghead arc will be going on hiatus until next April.
That is a bit of a shock. I think it's a very smart move with the app for sure. But pivoting back to the delay, that doesn't mean that there's not going to be more One Piece until next year. Instead, while the anime is in parentheses recharging, fans will be able to enjoy the One Piece fan letter special episode this week, after which we'll get a 21 episode special edited version of the Fishman Island arc, which will also feature updated art, detailing, lighting, soundtrack, and more, with both streaming on Crunchyroll.
So this is really interesting to me because we've obviously got the live action now, and a second season is coming out on Netflix, and the live action was received really, really well because Oda Sensei is obviously working on that with Netflix. But we're also getting the remake of the anime, which was announced earlier this year, and I think they've kind of gotten to this point where like it's gone on for so long and it's very aged, right? Like if you go and watch like the first, 300 episodes of the anime, you can see that it hasn't really aged as well as, some other stuff. So I wonder if the recharge period is kind of tied into that and the remake and what they're doing with the live action. But either way, I think it's a really positive thing for the franchise as a whole.
Yeah, it does make you sort of take a step back and question what they're up to there at One Piece headquarters, because they do have so many coals in this fire, like the video games, the live action, the merchandise that is eternal. Now this new app, which I think is a very smart move to have everything in the one place, can control the narrative, probably maximize your spend as well, as far as getting people to drop some cash on some merchandise as they're reading through the manga and getting little behind the scene tidbits and things. But I'm wondering, and I think you hit the nail on the head, I wonder if this is a bit more of a quality unification process, because yes, if you do shift back to the original run 2 odd decades ago, aesthetically ain't as pleasing as a lot of anime, even back from that period or even to now. And obviously the animations improved leaps and bounds over the last couple of decades. And I've heard from some One Piece tragics that some of the most recent episodes are gorgeous, and some of they say the best looking anime out there. That is still TBD in my humble opinion. But I feel that going this, like maintaining the status quo and then seeing what Wit Studio do, who are a powerhouse when it comes to animation, maybe it's going to be a little too jarring seeing these two different art styles try and coexist in this broader multiverse. So maybe they just want to try and hit the brakes, get some consistency and continuity across these art styles and these messagings and these designs, as we sort of edge closer to this reboot happening and coming out in the next couple of years. So like I have no issues with this. Like when I used to cover a lot of video games based media, like when you're seeing games get delayed and pushed back for polish and, you know, just making the overall experience better, like it's great. Yes, the internet will always piss and moan and get their pitchforks out, but don't get upset about this, because if it's going to improve the content and the IP you love, be thankful that they are, you know, paying this level of respect to this piece of media. So yeah, I think it's a win for all involved. Like it sucks for people that are going to have to wait several months for this to drop out, but in the long run, it's you know, best for business, in my opinion.
I also think it's really good, right, in the fact that like obviously the animes and the manga are almost coming out at the same time. Like the anime is just a little behind the manga, so they are going to get to a point where they might need to do more filler. Obviously, I don't watch One Piece, so I don't know.
Courtney, more. Come on now.
So, but like, I think it is good for them to kind of have this little recharge break, and the fact that they're like, okay, what we're gonna do in this period, like they have this great time slot in Japan, right? Their weekly slot for the anime, and so the fact that they're like, all right, we're not gonna stop, we're just gonna tidy up some older stuff, and I think that's really, really clever, because I think as well you're kind of going back to people maybe that haven't discovered One Piece, or you know, they're very new to anime, whatever it is, and they can watch this hopefully and be like, oh, actually this is really cool.
Yeah, I think if you can lessen any barrier to entry for people to jump in and check out your old content and make it feel a little bit more current, in parentheses, I think that's a win. Because yeah, I was a late start to One Piece. I only started watching it maybe 2 years ago, maybe less now. And yeah, it was a tough watch, especially in comparison to a lot of the stuff coming out now. And yeah, it really did me dirty. So maybe this little refresh and new coat of paint will do justice for new people wanting to sail the seas. But otherwise, yeah, that Wit Studio reboot, I am hyped as hell for.
Me too. I cannot wait to hear more. I'm sure we're going to get more announcements like by the end of this year, beginning of next year. I'm like, I want to get into it. Like I really do. But as someone who's really bad at keeping on top of the anime, it's not something I can kind of dive into and be successful with that endeavor.
Yeah, and knowing the way you consume anime, you're actually 2 decades late now. You could have jumped in 10 years ago and that would have fallen in line with the timeline. But I don't know what happens if you miss the decade, you have to wait too. I don't know what the Courtney math is there.
I think you become a wizard.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
That's a win.
So,
I want wizard powers too. I just want to rock around in a sweet cloak and have a little wand.
A hat. I want a hat.
You want the hat?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see what we can do. Christmas is coming up soon. But something that also was coming up, and it's been and gone now, we're talking about PAX Australia 2024. We both went there. We had a great time this past week. So this isn't really a piece of news. This is a bit more of a recap and a reflection on a fantastic 3 days at the MCEC this past weekend. Let's talk about, what we got up to, what we loved, and everything else in between, Courtney. So where do you want to lead this little discussion off?
The first thing I want to say that I want to call out is I want to thank PAX for choosing me as a content creator this year. So I got to go courtesy of PAX. But it was amazing. So the biggest and coolest part of PAX for me is that not only is it a gaming industry event, but it's just a nerd event, right? So of course, Crunchyroll were there. They had their booth and it was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, it's I love that PAX has transcended into just a pop culture / fandom based event or con where no matter what you're into, you can go there and there's a damn near certainty you're going to bump into someone that also is into the same things as you. No matter how in the weeds that IP is or that game or that character is, there were so many things where you're like, oh my God, that's this. Or, oh, you're referencing that. It's niche without feeling niche. Like it's so good, and the vibes were great. Like I took the day off on Sunday and I was there Friday, Saturday, but like obviously the weather was a great reflection and made the mood for everybody there feel better. But like the vibe on the show floor was great. The booths were fantastic. Like the Crunchyroll booth was great. It's always good to see our anime kin do their thing at PAX, and even seeing some of the general sort of retail booths that were kicking around. A lot of anime and manga and you know, adjacent based fields there getting a lot of focus, which I was very happy to see. Plenty of stuff to do, plenty of games to play, plenty of experiences to soak in, and then also panels galore happened this past weekend, Courtney, and we were fortunate enough to have the first anime panel to grace PAX in 2 decades. So they did one in year 1 of PAX, and they haven't done an anime-related panel since. So, you know, a little bit of pressure on ourselves, but I think it went really, really well. Like, it was concerning. We had, you know, a Friday 10 p.m. time slot. Worrisome in itself. I'm like, is it going to be like a couple of our friends and the enforcers there? But lo and behold, we had a final count when I was talking to the enforcer and the stagehand, over 200 people in the room with us on that Friday night at 10 p.m. So we had everyone turn out in droves to see what we're up to. And it was just a great time. The energy, not only from, you know, ourselves, but everyone on the show floor and in the panel hall with us. There was just good vibes all around. The interactions were fun. The content was flowing, and the laughs were sort of flowing off the back of that too. So I think if we can sort of bottle that energy and just use that for future panels, I would be very thankful.
I think so. I think our waifu panel was so successful. I'm so proud that we were able to kind of submit it and get approved, and, you know, Brendan did all the work.
Parts of like we're two parts of this puzzle. Annalena as well, she helped keep the momentum going. She was our pseudo girl on the ground, also enforcer, keeping the crowd at bay, and also ensuring that everyone got some time on the microphone as well. So it was you know, we're tripod on Friday night, and couldn't be prouder of us, couldn't be more thankful and happier for everyone that turned out, and also just the feedback at the end. After the panel wrapped and we were handing out some stickers and pins, and just the vibes were flowing, Courtney. Like, I was just on cloud 9 after that, feeling so great, and I felt that great, and then ended up sort of celebrating a little too hard on shots and other things, and my head was very sore Saturday. But yeah, thank you so much for everyone that turned out and showed up and supported us and showed us some love. And we'll hopefully build on this bigger and better in 2025.
Yeah, if you made it to our panel and you're listening, like, let us know, because I want to thank you for coming. Like, it was so successful, like way more successful than I think either of us thought it would be. Like Brendan said, for the 10 p.m. time slot, it was very, very late. But I also really want to highlight the Crunchyroll booth. So they had, if you were at PAX or if you weren't at PAX, Crunchyroll had this giant orb called the Solo Leveling Experience. I gave it the cute nickname of Death Orb. And basically, you would line up for this orb and you would be sent in like a group of 8, basically. And inside the orb, they had projections of the first scene of the anime, basically, when they go into the dungeon, and they have to follow all of the instructions, like bow to the god, pray to the god, all of these things. And then if you don't do it, I only went in once, but we all died because we didn't follow the instructions very well.
I too died, and I was very upset that Jinwoo couldn't come in and save our asses. Like, it was cool. Like, any form of interactivity like that, especially because, you know, there is a lot of queuing and a lot of time taken to get to these experiences. And then seeing that time taken was well worth it and then some was really refreshing for me, and it was something new and unique on the show floor. So yeah, I hope they can expand on that in future conventions, because we're starting to see Crunchy pop up everywhere at these cons, and I'm all for it. But keep bringing these sort of memorable, bespoke based sort of interactions and experiences, because it gets people talking. Like, there's so many people coming out of the death orb, as you call it, like saying, oh, that was great, or, I'm so hyped, or I need to go back and rewatch it, or I need to, pick up the manhwa and see what happens. So it's it elevates and escalates that sort of hype level when it's done so well. And couldn't be prouder of the Crunchy team for that one.
It was, I think, my favorite part of the death orb was when like the blood splatters like over the wall and the floor, and it looks so real, like, because it's all dark and like the blood is even darker, and it's just gritty and
super eerie. Hey, like it was a little unsettling, like a little skin crawly in all the right ways, and I was there for it.
Great stuff. But they also had, so if you went to the booth, if you went around the corner, they were giving out kind of like free goodies. They had posters and little like fans, and that was really cute. But they also had exclusive event merch that you can only get like from conventions, basically, that Crunchyroll are at. And I got this really, really cute power figure. It was only $25, but it's so cute. And she's like smiling and she's like covered in blood. Very good.
Yeah, I appreciated the con exclusive merch didn't have a con exclusive tax markup on it. Like the prices were really respectable. So I admire any sort of booths and punters that were there exhibiting, not doing the PAX tax on their stuff.
Yeah.
And I did notice like though a lot of that exclusive merch went like instantly. Like on the Friday, I was cruising around and I saw like sold out stickers pop up on a few things on the signpost there, and then I came back and was like even more gone. I think by Saturday morning all the exclusive stuff was gone. So there was a hunger for those exclusive knickknacks for sure.
Well, even the power one, like before 1 p.m. they were sold out. Like I was very lucky to be able to get my hands on one because it was like the first thing to sell out, and it sold out at 1 p.m. on the Friday. I also want to talk about, of course, my Shikanoko cosplay. It was so fun. I love cosplaying.
You were so great. You looked fantastic, and the fact that you just embraced the character and the madness that comes from the world of my dear friend Nokotan, and it was great to watch you running around being a little menace, doing your thing. And then the little highlight video you showed where your head's popping up here, there, and everywhere. I pissed myself laughing. And it was just a good time. I'm sad because, a little bit behind the curtain here, Sugoi Squad, my Nokotan cosplay outfit arrived in time. The skirt fitted fine. The knee-high socks fitted fine. The wig fitted fine. But the shirt or the top that came with it was not fitting fine. It barely covered my my upper chest, and the rest was just out for the world to see. And I didn't feel confident or comfortable enough in my own skin to roll around in that. So it's in the cupboard. Will it ever see the light of day? Probably not. But I'll know to try this stuff on much more earlier in advance for future cons if I'm gonna cosplay.
I respect it, honestly. I also want to quickly bring up some other things I did. You might have seen me around, but I hosted the League of Legends finals on Saturday, which was really awesome. And I was on a capitalism panel where I talked about League of Legends again.
I'm not at all surprised. Yeah, League is life for you, Courtney, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. But it was good to see you running around doing things, spreading the Courtney cheer and the Courtney chaos wherever you went. And I think everyone on the convention floor was better for it. So it was a good time. My favorite aspect of PAX is always the sense of community and the social aspect. Like, yes, walking the show floor, playing the games, experiencing the sites is great, but I think all the stuff that happens maybe outside of the convention hall is equally as special, sometimes more so. Like, the downtime, catching up for lunch or a drink or a passing chat or a hug or a fist bump here or there. Like, they're the ones that really fill my cup, I think, with conventions. Like, love everything that happens in the MCEC, don't get me wrong, and very thankful that this rolls around now for 2 decades, but it's the human element that really makes it for me. And there was plenty of that over the weekend. So thanks to everybody that said g'day, caught up, had a drink, had a laugh, had a bite, had a cry, etc., etc. Like, it was a good time. And, I was floating by the time I got home late on Saturday night. I was feeling very, very good, very, very happy and fulfilled.
No, you're so right. I think it really is the community, right? And I think PAX is run by fantastic people and a fantastic community, and the people that show up are amazing. So good job, PAX Australia 2024. Good.
Great.
Great. Wow.
Sugoi.
Okay, let's get into some rapid fire news with On the Horizon, presented by Otaku Box, the only anime box with scale figures, voting, and ecchi. So, the first news story that I have here is this is a Courtney one. So, GTO, or Great Teacher Onizuka, the series is getting a new Uchiyamada Sensei spin-off manga. So, for those of you that don't know, / haven't watched Great Teacher Onizuka, the series is about this like 22-year-old teacher who's just a bit of a dickhead. Like he likes hot women, he's a menace, he smokes, he drinks, he's a little shit, but he's a good guy at heart, which is like the point of the show, right? But the vice principal at the school he works at hates him, like cannot stand this guy, because the vice principal, Uchiyamada, he's just like a 50-year-old guy. His wife is sick of his shit. His daughter thinks he's lame. Onizuka keeps destroying his car by accident, and he's had it. So he's getting his own spin-off manga, which for me is something that's very exciting because this show is so iconic.
Yeah, I have seen some of the original anime and had a great time because, yeah, it is very memorable for a whole host of ways. I haven't checked out the live action adaptation. I don't know if that sort of carries weight compared to the original source material, but it is just nuts. And we just need nuts in our life sometimes. Read into that as you will, but that's what this world is. And this spin-off, like just reading the little sort of synopses as far as what this spin-off is tied into, where, you know, a dimension bending nightmare is some of the wording here in the byline, and it just looks like an absolute cack of a time that's going to be crass, violent, offensive, silly, funny, just like the original run. So I'm keen for it, and I'm happy we're getting more of this, because this is a franchise, like, until you popped it into the show notes today, it's a franchise I haven't thought of in years. Like, I watched it and enjoyed it and probably left it there, but I'm happy that we're getting more of this, because it's a crazy time, Courtney.
Because I think it's probably the series like 30th anniversary or something. Like, it's an old series and you can watch it on Netflix, I think.
Yeah, depending on the region. Like, I know Crunchy had it for a while too, so depending on licensing and region, you'll be able to find it somewhere in whatever means that is. But
yeah, it's just a good silly time, and I think an ode to older anime. We're also getting, though, Escape the Infinity OVA, which and when I say we, I mean girlies, we were all very excited for. But we also now have a release date, which is March 19.
I'm hyped for this, and I wish you wouldn't just isolate me. Like, I'm just as excited as the girlies on this one. Thank you very much. I love Skate the Infinity. Thank you very much. It was a good time. One of the better recent sports anime, if you just want to sort of chuck it in that genre, over the past several years. And it's enjoyable. It's gorgeously animated. And yeah, the fact that we're getting some more in just over 3 months time, like, hell to the yeah. Gnarly dude, I think, is maybe what the skate kids say these days, or, you know, that's rad or fat or dope. I don't know. Pick any of those words.
I need to ask you, why do you like Skate the Infinity?
It's a fun story. It's got heart. Yes, if you want me to, I know what you're fishing for here. You've got the bait out there, and you want me to say hot guys. That's what you're hoping me for me to say here. And yes, there is some. They're good looking roosters. I can't remember what was the white, like, silver haired guy.
The Sakura guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was just like so cool, like ice wouldn't melt in his mouth almost, because he's just a boss.
Yeah. No, okay. It's not that I'm excluding you when I say Skate the Infinity is for the girlies. It's just has a lot of like homoerotic subtext. and it's for the fujoshis, for the girls that are into BL, and you're allowed to enjoy it. I'm just saying.
Apparently, I'm not.
I'm just saying.
Kidding. I know.
I'll kill you.
No, but I love a good bromance. I love
Good.
a good bromance.
Good. I'm glad you enjoy the homoerotic subtext of Skate the Infinity, Brendan.
As they say, Courtney, open minds lead to open doors.
Anyway, look back. Tatsuki Fujimoto's film that came from a one-off manga that has been getting very, very high praise globally is coming to Australian cinemas. Finally, we have a release date, and it's closer than you think. October 24 to 27, so literally this coming week from Thursday, you will be able to watch Look Back in the cinema.
Super limited run. I'm excited. I need to find some time between Thursday to Sunday to check this out because I want to see what this hype and this, fantastically reviewed piece of media is all about. So, maybe we'll be able to provide some form of like spoiler-free review in a future episode because, I definitely want to take some time to give this a look.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna, after this episode, I'm gonna be looking at my diary to check when I'm free in that time period because I really, really want to watch Look Back.
Oh yeah. But all right, we're done talking about things we want to watch. Maybe let's shift gears here to things we have watched this past week because the fall season is upon us. Some of these anime are already up to, the third episode and beyond, but let's sort of temperature check and talk through some of these ones we've checked out.
How is it already like past mid-October? Holy crap. So I'm going to start kind of backwards here. I'm going to start with Oshi no Ko season 2. I finally finished it over the weekend. I did it. Be proud of me.
I'm proud of you, and I'm also proud of Doga Kobo and just everyone involved with this anime. Like we've spoken glowingly about this second season all year, and I feel the season 2 finale stuck the landing, left us with just the right amount of intrigue and hype and sort of jaw drop what the heck is going on, but also wrapped up some stories very neatly and nicely to give us some conclusion. And I can't wait for season 3.
I feel like I didn't expect Oshi no Ko to go where it did when I first watched season 1. Like it was kind of this like murder mystery isekai that turned into entertainment industry and idols and actors. And now it's almost going more into that like supernatural kind of like, intrigue and murder, but also like people are, there is still being reborn and there is still the industry, but it feels deeper now, if that was even possible.
It really does. And it gives me a lot of like American Horror Story type vibes where it sort of melds all those industries and worlds together into this just great, fantastic viewing experience. And I'm about to jump into the manga. I actually was Googling like where to start the manga after season 2 just before we started recording, because that'll be my next little adventure over the coming weeks. But God, it's so good, Courtney. Like it's so good. Like it feels like, I said Makine was my summer number 1, but it feels like after watching that finale, it feels like it's a one capital A and a one little a. Like they are level pegging. Depending on my mood on the day, I could say, it's Oshinoko. Tomorrow I could say it's Makine. So really, really great pieces of storytelling, irrespective of franchise.
Truly. I've also been watching Blue Lock, the under 20s / season 2. I've only seen episode 1 so far, but it is so good to be back. This show, it's so comfy. I don't know why. It's so comfy though. I miss them. I miss the boys.
Is it comfy because you got to see Baro with his hair down instead of the big sort of faux hawk that he has going? Like, I'm assuming there's a little bit of comfort there coming from Baro, like casual Baro.
Yeah.
It was I've watched the first 2 episodes. Like you said, Courtney, I'm so happy it's back. I felt these first 2 episodes were just straight fire. Like the stakes are somehow at an all-time high. You know, if they fail, they're never going to be able to play for Japan in their entire life. Like, I love that there is just this do or die mentality and world that they're living in. But I had to pause halfway through episode 1 and I'm like, has a new studio picked this up? Because the animation, it felt to me, has been elevated from season 1 and even to the film. Like, there was just certain moments and animations when you're starting to see some of their abilities awaken and stuff where I'm like, this doesn't feel like 8-bit to me, at least from what I saw in the first season. But I looked at like, nah, same studio, so they've leveled up too. It's gorgeous. I love the focus point on the two sort of lead dogs of this young team with Rin and Ryusei, who are just also absolute sexy monsters where you're just like, oh my goodness, like, these guys fuck. You know that for sure.
These guys fuck.
So it is great. I love all the character archetypes. I love the stakes. And yeah, I love this world. Like, it's one of my favorite sports anime that I've seen in a long time.
It's just crazy. Like, it's death game sports anime, and it's good. I love it.
It's good.
It's good. Also, I watched episode 1 of Yakuza Fiance this morning, and this is classic romance, like the pinnacle of josei romance. Book talk girlies. This one is for you. The classic trope of hot guy but he's ex, like hot guy but he's a cowboy, hot guy but he's a zookeeper, hot guy but he's a demon, hot guy but he's a yakuza. That's what this is. And it's just a good steamy romance. It looks like it's going to be kind of slow burny for a little bit. The art style is very, very reminiscent of, if you've been in Japan, cheap josei manga compilations, which are so good. So basically, you know how there's like Shonen Jump, right? There's also Shonen Jump, but it's just like horny romance manga for older women, like 20-year-old women. And they're just like, every week you get a new chapter, and the art style of Yakuza Fiance has that vibe.
It does have a bit of cheap and nasty to it from an aesthetic standpoint. And I mean that in like the most respectful way, because I think it really complements the tone and the vibe and the story. I've watched the first 2 episodes and I'm going to avoid spoiling anything, but there was a couple of moments in these first 2 episodes where I was like, ooh, this is a little uncomfortable. Like some of the situations that play out, and just instant, sudden, very visceral violence that we get shown here. Like, yeah, it's cutesy and there's some romance at the core here, but it also doesn't shy away from the seedy underbelly of the Yakuza and all the bad shit that comes from that. So if you're just looking for sweet, flowery, rainbow-laden love, you will get a little bit of that, but just bear in mind there is also this seedy underbelly that they do not shy away from. And you're like, whoa, I didn't expect this. Or, whoa, I kind of don't like you right now, Mr. MC, but I get the thirsty aura that you are emitting as well, being a guy in high school that's got the full Yakuza tats going on. Like, shout out to underage tattoo work out there.
It's definitely, like, you point this out, and as someone who's kind of read a lot of this kind of manga and engaged in this kind of world and work of women's romance, it is very stereotypical to have this kind of like really bad guy and he's doing really questionable things, but like for women that's like the hottest thing ever. And because it's fantasy, right, like you wouldn't actually want your fiance to be
doing
like
the
that.
Things
that
is it Kirishima, is that his name?
Yes.
Yeah, he doesn't take a backward step, that boy. Like
bad boy.
It is, but it's interesting. Like I've got it as far as my grading scale of like bad, mid, good, or great. It's sitting in my good pile right now. So.
Something that is great though, and that I'm fully caught up on, Dandadan episode 2. Holy shit. The first episode was amazing, but episode 2 really picked it up, and I am sad. Ken controlling his powers is everything, and I am so normal about him.
So we've got a little Ken stand here on the potty by the feels of things. The little Okaroon fangirl over here, hey?
Episode 3, not as impactful as 2 in my opinion, but still really good, and obviously doing a bit more of the world building, laying the groundwork here for the rest of the series.
Yeah, like episode 3 was great, but it did sort of take a step back, let you catch your breath, because those first 2 episodes were balls to the wall or balls to the turbo granny in this situation. But it was a good time getting introduced to Granny Seiko Ayase, Momo's grandmother, who is, like, I still will say this until I'm on my deathbed and it's my last dying breath, she's probably the hottest grandma you'll ever see. And she's just a great character. And seeing how much of a badass she is, like, both Ayase women in this world so far are just bad bitches. They don't take a backward step, but they also have a lot of heart. And you can see they both care about the people around them. Like the moment where episode 3 is sort of nearing its conclusion and Momo and Ken are jumping on the bike and then the train to go deal with Turbo Granny, Seiko comes up and hugs Momo, be like, just be careful, like, I can't lose you. Like, that little moment, even though they're like fighting like cats and dogs and little quips at each other the entire time in episode 3, shows that dynamic, but you can see how much they care and love each other at their core. And so I love this anime and this manga, how it can go from endearing, heartfelt, zany, scary and unsettling. Like seeing the part where Ken is where Momo's using her powers to keep Turbo Granny at bay and Ken's trying to snap one off and she sort of, relinquishes the hold on him for a split second. You see giant Turbo Granny taking up the entire toilet space in the little toilet cubicle. Like, it's some creepy shit. But the way it can sort of pinball around genres and tone really seamlessly is probably my favorite thing about this world. And yeah, episode 2 and 3, chef's kiss. It's in the great pile for me because it's so good.
Yeah, I still can't get over episode 2. I am so normal about him. That's all I'll say. I
respect it. Like, the 2 MCs, like, they're both lovable. They're both great. They've both got their flaws, but that's what makes them more lovable too. Like, the entire main ensemble cast that we're going to start to get introduced to as these episodes roll out, they're all fantastic little humans.
Yep. I am so normal about him.
Yeah, I see that. Ken is your new little crush by the sounds of things.
Don't say it out loud. Anyway, what have you been watching?
So I'm going to go very quick here because I've worked through 15 different series so far this season, whether it be episode 1 or 2 or 3, depending on how far I'm through. So I'm going to drip feed my more extended thoughts on some of these over the coming weeks, but I just wanted to sort of use that bad, mid, good, great metric here. And first things first, Gundam Requiem for Vengeance, bad. It sucked. 6 episodes of hell that I will never get back in my life. Moving on to what I've got sort of currently in the mid pile. Demon Lord 2099, which kind of grabbed me initially, but the second episode shifts into Demon Lord becomes a VTuber. What?
What?
So it really sort of threw me for a loop after the first episode, which I thought was solid. Also in the mid pile, to no one's surprise, and Courtney's going to be like, I told you, idiot, why are you watching these stupid isekai? The most notorious talker and Let This Grieving Soul Retire are sitting in the mid. So it's fine. I'm enjoying my time, but it's not a world beater right now. Yakuza Fiance is in the good pile. In the great pile, though, ReZero, really, really strong start to season 3 so far. Shangri-La Frontier, fuck, I'm so happy this anime is back because it is just so fun and gorgeous and some of the best sort of video game anime that I can remember seeing. And the last one I feel is great because I'm just loving the heart, the silliness of the concept. The animation is gorgeous, but I'm enjoying the characters as well, tying that up with an origami sister. I'm really vibing with this one so far, Courtney. It is a ton of fun.
It looks really, really cute, honestly. I'm curious to see how it goes. I've got it on my list, but I'm waiting to hear more of your opinion before I kind of dive in.
Yeah, and a few that I'll give a bit more of a deeper coverage to. Is it wrong to try and pick up Girls in a Dungeon season 5? I've watched the first 3 episodes of season 5 so far. It is one of my favorite fantasy anime overall / of all time. Like, I think it's great. I feel it's really firing on all cylinders. The first 3 episodes, though, were a bit of a slower change of pace. Like the way season 4 ended, it was really intense, really high stakes, really suffocating with how sort of dramatic and fear-inducing it was. But seeing these first 3 episodes really take a step back to sort of normal civilian life, and watching little Bel Cronell have to go through this rigorous training prior to going on his first ever date was really, really good television. Like, I love that cute, awkward first romance or first romantic situation play out. And it's really well done. Like I said, it's awkward, but it's heartfelt and sort of strangely relatable at times. I think anyone can sort of take some lessons and some acknowledgements away from these few episodes, because I think we've all been there. And I also wanted to shout out, this is just a general observation, but it's running rampant in Denmarshi here. I want to shout out to all the humanoid cat people out there in anime where they can't not use cat-based puns in their general dialogue. It like gives me life. Like, it makes me smile so much when they change words to sort of use meow and purr and other cat-based puns in general conversation. And it was running rampant in these first 3 episodes, and I'm here for it.
Yep. I will never say a bad thing about a cat girl. Ever.
No, because you get the claws. You mess with the cat girl, you get the claws, right?
True.
My last couple I wanted to shout out, You Are Miss Servant. I've watched the first 2 episodes of this. It has really grabbed me as well. I love the odd couple pairing of Hideyoshi and his new housemaid / ex-assassin, Yuki. I think it really works. It's fun. It's quirky. It's a weird vibe, but it's obviously an assassin coming to become a housemaid for a young high school boy. You're like, what? Okay, I'm all for it. Yuki is gorgeous. The animation's stunning. She reminds me a lot of Komi as far as the aesthetic and the vibe of her, and even just the aura she's got around her. But just seeing her trying to navigate sort of normal life and always failing in the hijinks that ensue from, I'm going to cook dinner or I'm going to clean or whatever. And it's always chaos around her. But it's so sweet because Hideyoshi is just this calming, grounded presence. And he's like, that's all good. Like, let's work through it. Like, dealing with the chaos of, I have an assassin that's killed people living with me, to I care about this woman and I want to sort of see her adapt to civilian life. It really plays on the heartstrings, Courtney.
I'm so excited to watch this. Like I said, I only really had time for like a few like first episodes, but this is one I'll be catching up on later today because it looks so sweet.
It is super sweet. I've got 2 more to talk about, but did you just sneakily drop the Ken graphic into the doc just now when he's in Turbo Granny badass anti-hero form? Was that a fresh addition? Because I don't remember seeing that before.
Anyway, how's Ranma 1/2?
It's so good. It's so good, Courtney. I watched the 3rd episode this morning. Mappa are absolutely nailing the retro vibes. It's got such a similar vibe and aesthetic to the original, but they also add a little bit of modern flair to it here and there. So it's respectful of the source material, but also sort of doing things a little differently. I really love Akane and Ranma and this dynamic that they have, because they are perfect foils for one another. You know, the fact that Akane hates men, yet Ranma shifts between man and woman depending on the temperature of the water that he or she gets splashed with, is just, it's fun. It's got a little bit of a sitcom-y vibe to it, which I'm all for. And, we love here on More Than Headlines. And there's a bit of that bubbling where it's like, will they or won't they become an item? Because obviously it's a prearranged marriage, but Akane can't stand Ranma. And just the chaos that sort of exists in their 2 respective worlds is just fun, easy, enjoyable viewing. And like, we're talking about Netflix not having the stable in comparison to Crunchy with some of these IP. They are really, really gobbling up a lot of exclusive IP to really build up that anime catalog with Ranma 1/2, but also with Blue Box by Telecom. After 3 episodes, I am so in, Courtney. Like I've mentioned, I've been reading the manga, so I know where it will theoretically go, but it doesn't mean I'm any less excited watching this story unfold on screen. The budding potential romance aspect, great. I'm all for that. But also then weaving in some sports-related anime and having two parallel sports stories where we're seeing Chinatsu trying to go to nationals for basketball and Taiki trying to go to nationals for badminton, and seeing that play out. Like, Chinatsu's already the star of the team, where Taiki is just like the little engine that Cordy's the young first year trying to sort of grind his way into the team and then make it to state nationals. Like, it's so good. So there's like inspiration there and motivation to do better and give it your all, but then also tying in that awkward first high school romance as far as will they, won't they, and the mixed messaging, and seeing Taiki misinterpret things that Chinatsu do and vice versa, and seeing it all unfold because they're living under the same roof now. It's just great storytelling, which again, like, pulls on the heartstrings and really warms these old bones, Courtney.
I just, both Blue Box and Ranma 1/2, obviously I'm excited for these as well. On my list, I love romance. We love love. There's, I feel like there's not much else I can say until I actually get to watch these shows, but I'm so hyped.
Yeah, and the hype is well deserved, because artistically, aesthetically, the voice work, the storytelling, and the animation all like check. Like, it's all done such a high standard. And yeah, like we were talking about how good the summer season was. Like, if some of these anime can maintain this level of consistency, I feel this fall season could be in that discussion again too. So yeah, what a time to be an anime fan, Courtney.
100%. I actually think this season might, not that I've seen much yet, but it might even be better than last season. It could.
It's like early returns certainly feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
But Courtney, that gets us to the end of episode 20 of More Than Headlines. We've made it to 2 times 10 episodes in the can.
Whoa.
Who would have thought? Look at us.
I'm impressed.
Very impressed. And listeners, viewers, Sugoi Squad, if you're impressed, head on over to your podcast player of choice or your viewer of choice, preferably YouTube or TikTok, and give us a fantastic 5-star review on there. We'll get back into doing reviews of the week from next episode, but just being respectful of everyone's time here. This is a little bit of a longer run, so we'll park that review until next week. But yeah, get those reviews in on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Sadly, the system is broken. It only accepts 5 stars. So you just got to check that 5-star box, and we will, pay it forward in jest here on the podcast. You can follow myself on the socials at More Than Senpai. You can follow Courtney at Courtney_San. Head on over to morethanhentai.life to find all the podcast episodes, all the video content, as well as our fantastic merch store over there at morethanhentai.life. You can join the Sugoi Squad from the low price of $1. Practically making money in this economy at the moment. And while you're there, head on over to morethanhentai.life/win to go into the draw to win a fantastic pack of goodies from Audio Technica, the Otaku Box, and us here at More Than Headlines. So Courtney, anything you wanted to mention or shout out before we close this sucker down for another week?
I'm so normal about Ken and Baro Shohei.
Ken, if you're worried now, blink twice. Baro, he'd be all for it. The donkey exchange would be, all well and good in that world, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
But shout out to the fall season. So many bangers. And if you haven't already, go watch Dandadan, and also go listen to our deep dive on Dandadan on this exact same RSS feed. But Sugoi Squad, whether your anime be subbed, dubbed, or still yet to come, enjoy yourself, and much love to all the gorgeous waifus and husbandos out there, especially your Forger and Nanami Kento, our 2024 Waifu and Husbando World Cup champions. Goodbye.
Mata ne.